Talking heads are a staple of the political season, the surrogates who appear on any and all shows to make the pitch for their candidate. But after a high-profile brawl between Megyn Kelly and Newt Gingrich, there's little doubt over who gets respect.
If Trump is a sexual predator, that is...
He's not a sexual predator.
Okay,
you
that's
can't
your
say
opinion.
That.
I'm not taking a position on
that
it.
Statement.
And the gloves were off as Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly and former House Speaker Newt Gingrich went at it.
You are fascinated with sex, and you don't care about public policy.
We're going to have to leave it at that, and you can take your anger issues and spend some time working on them, Mr. Speaker.
Another Trump spokesman, Rudy Giuliani, aired his frustration during an interview on MSNBC.
Your station is completely left-wing and totally anti-Trump and totally anti-Republican.
Where are his damn tax returns, and why don't we know what he spent? Where is it?
And campaign manager Kellyanne Conway got an earful on The View.
I was raised in a household that looks like this. I was raised by my mother, her mother, and two of my mother's unmarried sisters.
That's
totally
why we're in such
matriarchal.
shock that you're supporting him.
A recent opinion piece in the Washington Post said the TV media no longer conceal their disdain for Donald Trump's ludicrous spinners, unlike the way they treat Clinton people.
Robbie Mook, thank you so much. Good luck tomorrow night.
It was easy to find deferential interactions with Clinton spinners, as when campaign manager Robbie Mook went on for long stretches without interruption.
Donald Trump's lack of fitness, his bullying tactics that make him unfit to be president.
A quiet, respectful exchange, something Trump spinners can only dream of.
Well, hold on,
Is that accurate?
That's a whole lot of editorializing right there.
No, that's reporting.
Reporting or deciding, you be the judge. Well, as we've noted here over the past couple of months, a lot of reporters decided to take it upon themselves to point out that Donald Trump wasn't fit for the presidency, and they've used the surrogates to do that. So they're fighting with these people. I mean, it's a role that you haven't seen in past elections. Usually there's a respectful discourse. I mean, certainly there was last time around when Mitt Romney was the Republican presidential nominee. There was a respectful interchange with surrogates representing Romney, but that's gone away because it's like the old argument, everything is, there's not always one hand and on the other. They've decided that it's like this, and that's what you're seeing.
No, you've got this very strange situation where on the Democratic side, you are able to draw from the usual suspects, but on the Republican side, most Republicans who you would bring in are going to be very critical of Donald Trump. So you've got this very tiny group of people, some of whom are on Donald Trump's payroll, like Corey Lewandowski, who are willing to say virtually anything in support of Trump, even if it's contradicted by what Trump himself has said over and over. And it's hard not to descend into mockery in those situations. Megyn Kelly, God bless her, her contract's up, and I think she just gave her chance of getting a new contract with somebody else a big boost this week by going after Newt Gingrich the way that she did. But we have a situation where it's very hard to take the Trump people seriously, and there are very few of them.
I am just amazed, though, whenever I see something like that blow up and Newt Gingrich saying what he said. I mean, it's the usual trap. You push someone, you push them hard enough, but if you're good at the game, you can remain calm and just answer it the way you don't want to create these unusual sound bites. And I am amazed that despite the fact that how some people may feel about Trump, that they can't find anyone in that campaign to be out there speaking on behalf of Trump who can listen to whatever the tough questioning is coming from the anchors and reporters out there and deliver a response in a very calm and measured way. And I'm amazed by that. I know the pool is very narrow, but there's still a way to deal with the press. And at least in the two examples we just saw, it wasn't handled properly.
Kellyanne Conway has sort of filled that role, though, in recent months, and it's not an easy role.
She's
especially,
very good.
Especially when you have, I think it bears saying, a candidate like Trump who, according to the fact checkers, goes above and beyond anything we've seen from past candidates in terms of saying things that are simply factually false. So right there, that invites adversarial exchanges in a way that I think the occasional but not as systematic falsehoods of Hillary Clinton do. That's my take anyway. I would also add that with the Megyn Kelly exchange, the history there, if we're criticizing her for being too tough on Gingrich or suggesting that she may have been, we got to point to the history there. You know, the way Trump went after her in that debate and then after that debate, saying he could see blood coming out of whatever orifice and, you know, going at her on Twitter again and again and again, talking about how she was not a good anchor. So there's a unique context
And
there.
same with, I have to say, Rudy Giuliani. We've kind of joked around the newsroom whatever happened to him. But a few weeks ago, he said that Hillary Clinton was going to steal the Pennsylvania election by busing in voters. And the Washington Post did this great piece about how they'd have to bus in 372,000 people. It would be 44 miles of buses if they were school buses with 72 adults crammed inside each bus, which only carries 48 people. So, you know, it was just this ludicrous. So, in some ways, these surrogates are forcing this kind of pushback.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Adam. I think that the reason why we're seeing so much hostility is because basically moderators are fact checking. I mean, they're disputing basic facts, and you have to imagine the Trump surrogates really reflect Trump himself. You know, I mean, I think the reason why Dan they're not more, I guess, calmer and level-headed is because they reflect Trump himself. You know, to just kind of go and attack the liberal media. So I think it's part of the plan.
Yeah, but Rudy Giuliani, I mean, he's been around forever,
I know.
right? And
What
we've
happened
never
to him?
seen him do it, you know, present
No.
or make a case in this fashion. So he understands the game, and to see him go off the rails sometimes like he does, I think is stunning.
And Kellyanne Conway's been very good, but she's been good by pretending that she's representing Mitt Romney. I mean, it's like she's speaking up on behalf of some imaginary candidate who isn't running this year.
That's
and
how
she's doing a very good job
Mike
of
Pence
it.
has been an effective surrogate too. Is
Yeah.
he's just said, you know, well, I don't agree with that, or that's not what he said, even if that is in fact what Trump said.
Yeah.